Hi, I'm Wes Benedict with the Libertarian Booster PAC, and today I'm going to show you how to install one of these 2-foot by 4-foot political signs. I call these medium sized. They're kind of a pain to install, a lot more complicated than a simple yard sign. So the tools I'm going to use are the sign, of course, and then 2 of these stands. But often that's not quite strong enough, so I also have this other kind of yard sign stand. It's used for the bag style signs, and I use it to reinforce it. So I'll show you how I do that, and then I also use some of these cable ties to hook it all together. So let's get started. So first of all, I'll lay the sign about where I think it will go. So that tells me I want the sign to be right here, so I put it down here, and that tells me where to put my 2 stands. So I'll start with the first, so I'll be putting like 1 stand here and 1 stand here. I'll just lay them here temporarily. This is a 7-ounce hammer. It's a pretty small hammer, and I find that a small hammer works a lot better than a big hammer for putting these into the ground. So of course I push it down as far as it'll go, but there's rock under there, so then I have to tap it in, punch it through the rock that's under there to get it down fully. See, I'm punching through a rock right now. Be sure not to hold it like this. You'll whack your hand real hard, usually just once. Okay, first one's in there really solidly. You know what, I better do it a little more. Okay, I think it's all the way in now. Amazing how hard the ground is here, even though it looks like soft grass. It's rock right under there. Okay, here goes. Second one. Okay, those are in there pretty good. So then you just lift this up and start on one side, get 1 pull in, get a second one in. And often this doesn't work just how I intend the first time. I often have to adjust stuff because it's hard to get the pulls. It's like they're too close or too far. Sometimes you can mark it in advance, but that worked well enough. I had to force it down pretty good. I didn't line that up very well, but it's good enough for now. So this looks fine for now. It's a calm day, but in Texas it gets very windy, and this has to be strong enough for the windiest days. I've installed a bunch of these. In my lifetime, I've installed over 200 political signs like this, so of various kinds. So this will get hit by wind and it'll eventually work itself out on a windy day. So what I do, I'm going to do this on the back. I'll have you come on the back side. I'm going to take this and install it behind it, and that just reinforces it a lot. So why don't you come over here, film from that side. So this is going to be just exactly in line with the rest of the other stuff. So I just put it here and then just kind of bend that out of the way and hammer this down in. And that's punching through rock that's underneath there. So the ground is super hard under here, super rocky. That's not going in much, but it's in there pretty good. I think it will be good enough to hold this all together. So the next step is to take these cable ties and this screwdriver, and you just punch straight through the sign. So I know it's a nice sign, you don't want to put holes in it, but they hardly show up. So you just got to do it. So just, and you don't want to punch through your hand as well, so keep your hand out of the way to the side, and I just go slowly so I don't poke my hand as well. So poke a hole like that, and then you want to come over a couple ribs over, 2 or 3 ribs over, and then on the lower side, punch through, and I'll go ahead and punch these other ones. Punch. Often I've stabbed my hand on the other side of the sign, so just be careful of that. Once you do it once, you won't do it twice. Okay, then I take these and thread it through here, back there, and then around this metal, and then just cinch it up like that. You can find these at Home Depot. Now the hard thing to find are these metal stands. They're not that hard, but you can't just get them everywhere. I will ship them to you if you get a sign from me. I'll include it with the sign. But otherwise, often where you see a bunch of political signs on the side of the road, you'll actually see these stands littering all over the ground. You can get a bunch of them for free that way. So this is now in there super secure. Wind can blow, and it's just not gonna come off. So, but sometimes the wind blows even harder than that. So I'm gonna show you how to make it even more secure. And these are one-sided signs, so often you'll want to put 2 up, one facing one way and one facing the other. So I'm going to put them in this kind of a wedge shape. So do you see? You can just show them how it's a wedge shape. So I'll eventually put this sign here the same way I did that one, and I'll punch through the ends here and put these cable ties holding the whole signs together. So then it's kind of like a structure that's pretty strong. Sometimes that'll last even like 50-mile-an-hour winds in Texas, but sometimes even that'll knock them out. So what I recommend is where you have a bunch of signs is drive by once in a while and see if they're still standing. If they're knocked over, then get out and repair them. And so I've often had to repair signs, reinstall them, and that works. So I will go ahead and do the second one right now. Okay? I'm going to keep going. Okay. All right, so let's see. One stand. Here we go. Okay, 2 stands. So you can come over here again, and this is going to be right here. So I'm just going to put it on the ground, and that tells me where to put these stands exactly. So I'm going to put one stand here. I'm putting it this way though. That's not lined up very well. Okay, so one stand about here and one stand about here. Okay, so get the hammer again. Careful, these things will poke you. Now I'm just gonna get this in there. Okay. All right, those are in all the way to the ground. So then again, take this, I want to line it up here because that's where I'm going to attach it. And so I'm just kind of holding it there. So now I'm going to push this one in here. Then push this in. Then number 3. Number 4. Then I got it pretty good. Sometimes you have to redo it because you don't line it up good enough. But I've got that pretty straight. So now I need another one of these deals. So this is a sign stand. Put it in the back here. You can come film over here. Put it right in line with the other stands. I'm going to push this out of the way so I can hammer. Hold it bent with my knee so I can hammer. I forgot I used to use the side of the hammer like that sometimes. Super hard ground here. See how I keep missing? If my hand was here, I'd be banging my hand right there. It hurts a whole lot. But I've learned after doing that a lot not to put my hand anywhere near, even though I'm coming quite close. Okay, I'm not the best carpenter. Anyway, that's been there pretty good. It's pretty stable. Okay, so got that in, and then a couple of these. The screwdriver for punching holes. Where'd that go? Well, I can't find my screwdriver. So I'll use this, not the knife, but the screwdriver fingernail file for my pocket knife. So you just poke it through like that, below, poke it through above, poke a hole above, below, poke a hole above. Often I'll put more than 2 ties, but anyway, I'm just putting 2 for now. Under, through, over. Cinch it up. Okay, now I've got another super secure sign, but I'm going to make them even a little bit more secure by putting some ties through the front there. So, oh shoot, 2 should be enough. Okay, just poke. You want to come over here maybe? Or I guess either place. So I'll just poke through there, and then poke through here at the same height. Poke through here. Poke through here. And then you can start through here, but then you have that ugly tail hanging out here. So I start so that tail will be on the inside. Put it through there, put it through there. Thread it through and pull it tight. And then down here, same thing. Thread through from the inside first, then there, and then reach up here to thread it through. Pull it, and now it's a nice yard sign wedge. These are 2 foot by 4 foot signs, 2 of them, and super secure, and that'll probably last through some serious wind. Sometimes if it's very even more windy and right by a highway, I'll put a second one of those stands like that behind here, and when you do that, I've never had one blow apart. I don't think I have had one blow out of the ground that way. So again, my name is Wes Benedict. I'm with the Libertarian Booster PAC. You can find these signs, this hat and this shirt, this Texas Libertarian shirt. You can order them at libertarianboosterpac.org. I've probably put up over 2,000 political signs in my lifetime. All of them, most of them libertarian yard signs. And one question I get asked is, where do you put them? Obviously, the best place is in your own front yard or in someone's yard who has given you permission to put them up. Sometimes you can go and ask businesses where to put them, and some may allow you to put a sign out front. Now, unfortunately, Republicans and Democrats have a lot of repeat customers so they have these big databases of people willing to put up signs, willing to allow their candidates to put up signs. Libertarians, we don't quite have that infrastructure in place yet. So a way I've found to get hundreds of signs up is drive around, and where you see other signs going up, that may be a good place to also put up a libertarian sign. But here's the thing, if I look at a fence or something or a property and see only Republican signs, that tells me it's probably not okay to put a libertarian sign there. I don't know, you don't know for sure. But if I see some Republican signs and some Democrat signs, then I'm thinking, okay, that's probably a property where it might be a property for sale that's vacant right now, or abandoned temporarily, and it looks like no one cares if people are putting up signs. And so I've often just gone ahead and put up a libertarian sign in a place like that, a place where it looks like other parties are putting them up. Of the 2,000 plus signs I put up, I've received, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 calls with all those signs where people said, hey, you put up a sign in a place it's not supposed to be. And if someone calls, I'll say, oh, well, tell me where it is. I'll have someone take it down. Sorry about that. You don't. There are some places you definitely don't want to put them, and that's the sides beside a state highway. So if it's on the state highway property, the Texas Department of Transportation, they clean those up fast. They get rid of them right away. And so if you put one there, it's breaking a law, and they will probably find it and throw it away quite quickly. But these places where you're driving through town and you see signs up all the time, they're sitting there for weeks and weeks and weeks, those are often the good places to put them. And I've put up a lot of signs, and then I've been shocked and surprised how many are still there on election day or after election day. If you do put up signs, it's always proper to go and pick them up after election day. So I think the official rules in Texas are you can put political signs up 90 days before an election, and then you have 10 days until after the election to take them down. So I usually make a map and record where I put each sign, so then I can go back afterwards, pick them all up. And if it's a enough is enough vote libertarian sign, that's one you'll want to use year after year after year. You want to get those and save them and reuse them. Other campaign signs, someone may not run for office more than once, and so often those just end up in the trash. I do often save the metal stands that I used here from prior campaigns and reuse them. And you save quite a bit of money doing that. So again, my name is Wes Benedict. You can find these signs and materials, this hat and shirt, at libertarianboosterpac.org. Political advertisement paid for by libertarianboosterpac.org, not approved by a candidate or candidates committee. Thank you very much. Bye.